Greetings in the name of Most High. Today it's just a little review of a great movie that I happened to have the pleasure of watched. Saw a screening of this movie, and it's just unbelievable in that it hits so many points that the Zeph report talks about. In fact, I would say it is required viewing for Zeph report followers. Okay, so it's Nicolas Cage's new movie called The Surfer. It's not about surfing, it's about territory, it's about gang stalking, it's about gaslighting, it's about driving a person to the brink, it's about murder, it's about violence, and basically violence to the individual who is not in the group. It's about being accepted, being initiated, not just the cult on the beach, but with its tentacles that go everywhere. It's everything that the world seems ignorant about, but it is the structural selling of one's soul to join it and to be a part of it and to wax rich from it. In other words, what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose one's own soul? And that is what is well pointed out. And it's amazing how it plays out in a small drama about beach territory. You're not going to surf my wave. You don't live here. You don't surf here. And there's a charismatic cult figure who's like some independently rich guy that trains these guys to be bullies. But then you learn eventually, oh, but it's connected to finance. Oh, it's connected to law enforcement. Oh, it's connected. What isn't it connected to? Like all of a sudden, they turn it on. Your car is getting fixed. Your finances are getting fixed. You're getting a house on the hill. Your wife and your boy will be happy with you up there. You'll be able to enjoy yourself. You'll have the protection of your tribe, and all is groovy. It's the only real problem that prevents the world from healing, which will make actually the only problem that the world has that will eventually make MAGA fail, if you like, or any movement fail, any political movement, all political movements fail compared to this. So, just in case you're wondering, just in case you don't know, they go there, not about surfing. It's the actual gaslighting is brutal. The driving to suicide is brutal. The initiation part is brutal, and the connection to the world system is brutal. And they managed to accomplish all that in a 2-hour movie that looked like it was about a guy that just wanted to return back to the home he grew up in and surf the waves he surfed when he was a child and introduce his son to those same waves. You know, but no, somebody was standing in the way. So it's called The Surfer, Nicolas Cage, brand new movie, and completely recommended. I there's some plot holes here and there. There's some issues, but I overlooked them because the filmmakers were brave enough to push it a little further, to almost go almost to Zeph territory, which is unheard of. They look at me and they go, "Well, you lived. You're still alive, so maybe we can go a little further." So, anyway, it's a dangerous, very dangerous movie, and thank God for them. And so, see it. It's not really a rewatchable movie. I give it a solid B in terms of movie making, and I give it an A for Nicolas Cage's performance. Give that an even A plus. I mean, it's fantastic. Cinematography is, not quite all that in a bag of chips, but you know what? It's a thrilling experience. It's amazing when you start watching it. You'll be going, "Oh my God, they're going there! they're going there. Holy shit.
And it ties in with your own.
Oh, it ties in with everybody. I mean, all of us who have been, children of God, meaning hated by the world, attacked by the world, have experienced this gang stalking. And and the only thing they can say, like that, what's his name? Jay Boring, what is his name? Alex Jones tolerates him on his stupid show.
I forget his last.
What's his name? Jay Boring?
Dyer.
Jay Dyer. Anybody that says they have had gang stalking experiences, to him mentally ill, and he won't talk to, because he's an ignorant fuck. All right, with that, I bid you shalom. So it's not decided, as I've said before. Lizard Index, well, my own personal is like a 10, but it's because of having very prescient nightmares. Basically having Satan in my face and having to contend with that, which it's okay. It's not my first rodeo. I've been dealing with this kind of shit all my life. And this gang stalking, all this stuff. You ask any of the people I used to know in Los Angeles about gang stalking, they go, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, because you're a fucking scumbag. Because you're a liar. Because you're a murderer. Because you're an asshole. Okay? So don't try to become my friend unless you're willing to come clean and admit what you did. And if you're not willing to do that, then, see you later, because I don't have time for fucking retards that want to be slaves to the world order and Satan and George Soros, and just be, basically like a human robot that every day is failing because you guys all buy into the medical system. I don't want to be tied in with useless conversations and useless family patterns and Disneyland programming and all the rest of it, of especially not schemes to make everybody, all the students comply, to make the students in universities comply, to make little kids comply, which involves child abuse. I don't want to be anywhere near that abomination, because listen, you're going to pay. There are consequences to hurting children, and that's the way the Lord sees it. It's like, it's not so much the denigration, but it's the harming of children. And you start to harm the children, and you make it like people can't make an honest living because they have to kowtow to Caesar in order to have a job at a 7-Eleven, and they have to give lip service to how great the world is and lie about it and lie about what's really going on while they're running a gang stalking, or targeting operation citywide, a drag net over people that are just, for whatever reason, are not going to comply or not able to, because they have pure hearts or pure minds, or they see things as black and white. You're going to pick on them? And then if they get to be older, like, a man-child. Oh, boy, now there's a juicy target, huh? You salivating? Oh, you can't wait to get your hands on that. Oh, yeah, that's some serious fucking bank there, isn't it? Let me tell you something. Nobody is fooled by you. Okay? We can try, and I've got, old friends that were guilty of all that shit, and I hope we can forgive each other. I really do. I hope there's a way, but I want to have it. I really want to, have it out, at some point, what you did, because I know what you did, and I know who you did it to. But you know what you've done to yourselves? You've made yourself useless, completely useless. It's just a cog in a big machine that's going nowhere and has no purpose, and it's actually a joke. So, in my heart of hearts, I'd love to see you guys, asked to be forgiven, confess what you've done, make amends with the people that you've harmed. And, basically then look toward, be in a different world. But as long as you're going to think this world is, you're defending a simu-fucking-lation. Do you understand that? You're defending something that's not real to begin with. You're defending an ant farm. Through the years, whenever I've talked like that, whenever I've preached, it's called preaching. I know you're in the United States. You have never really heard preaching, have you? Oh, they can go on and on about, as long as they don't get close to that, you know what? That line. As long as they don't touch that line, they'll be okay. And people, they'll blame me. They'll go, well, how do you like your daughter being dead? No, I don't like my daughter being dead, especially I don't like the way she was treated before she was dead either, where she was degraded, laughed at, made a fool of, and then finally killed herself. No, I don't think that's very good. Have I heard anything from anyone of an apology or anything like that? No, of course not. I've got people on the internet who claim that they had something to do with it, that they prayed for her death because I'm evil or whatever. And it's like, dude, I've already been at death. I've already been on death's door. I've already been all the way down to nothing. I've already had it all stripped away. What more vengeance do you want on me? I'm never going to call your shit caviar. And as far as I'm concerned, your little version of caviar is good for one thing, throwing it right in your face. Okay, enough of the grumpy old man. The grumpy old man. The grumpy old man, and no, don't interrupt my fucking sleep. Because then I'm really grumpy. I can't ask God to take you out because I can't do that. I can't do that. That's a no-no. But man, it tests my humanity right up to that point. How would I like to be a demon slayer? No, I'd hate it. How do I feel when a demon goes down, crashes, and burns? I mean, a human being in demon form who's just there to be a psychopath, who's just there to trip up people or to try to steal their blessings, i.e. stealing their timelines. There's a lot going on about timelines now. Don't listen to that shit. These people talking about timelines have got their heads up their asses so far they can't see. They could probably see the moon in their abdomen. I'm sick and tired of it. There is no stealing of a timeline. If God puts you on the timeline, meaning he knows the date of your death, that's a timeline. Okay, here's it. Okay, here you go. 101. Here you are, spiritual. Because you failed, you're going to reform school now. So I'm going to teach you the first class. God has the date of your birth and the date of your death, and it won't be one day later or one day sooner. What do you think of that? Therefore, timelines, if God intends it for you to be on a line, you cannot overturn God. Therefore, you can't overturn God's timelines. That doesn't stop them from going after them out of jealousy and envy, but you cannot take it. You cannot steal it. And if you do, then you just go down to ruin. And it was like, well, no one bites the dust. And as far as I'm concerned, all these people that I used to know that were intolerant of, people that had their own personalities, their own things, or they were different or whatever, the people that were intolerant of all that, you guys aren't looking so good right now. You're old, you're weary. It's like my song Spun. It was really a song about me looking up an old girlfriend after coming back to LA after all the torture that went on. Coming back to LA after all the fucking torture. And only to find out that that person that I had, such regard for, despite they were a stalker, despite that they were a handler and a controller and a harasser and some people like to laugh and make jokes about people that don't quite fit in. But then when you see them today in their life and they're ugly and they're stupid and they're not sexy anymore, that's all fucking gone. So I had to write a song about it called Spun. And this was, I don't know how I ended up seeing her, but I wound up seeing her in her car. And I was shocked that I was all worked up about that. That's it? I was like, she was the one that had set me up with my family to be, absconded from, to be put to death at the black ritual, and then taken off to the loony bin. But she was the one that set me up, so I had a vengeance in my heart, And as soon as I saw her, that vengeance was gone. I'm like, oh dear, look how silly that was. Look at how pathetic this person is, And I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what happened. I know that she ended up living in the Palisades somewhere, and I think I don't know if her house got burned down or not, but she was among all the houses that got burned down. And I'm like, God is so good. He is so just, and I think that was for me, not burning the houses down, but for that to know that. If you think, what they did to you in youth and what they did to you working for your parents and the system and all the shit that they pulled, you hold them in, like, oh my God, the power they have to, the evil things they've done to me, I got to get even, I mean, if I really, they think in their mind, if I really knew what they had done, which I do, I know everything they've done. But if I really knew what they'd done, I'd return, with a, fully automatic machine gun and mow them all down. And that's what deserves to happen to them all. I hope you're hearing this. Because I'll tell you one thing. There's not one thing that you've done that didn't escape, that somehow escaped our purview of it. That we were able to see everything that had happened and what the reasons were and how it works and how it's set up. And you're not only not hidden, you're on display. It's like you're on death row already, right? And unfortunately, you're the ones being laughed at. You're the ones becoming a laughing stock. And watch what happens when your kids don't want to deal with you anymore and they throw your ass into an old folks home. And then, you'll rue the day, but you'll still have Jesus available. And I would say that even after all you've done, all the cruel things you've done when you were young, all the immoral things that you've done, all the crimes you've committed, to know that's all going to be held to your account. You can be forgiven of those crimes. not with me. There's no need to, you don't even have to apologize to me or to all the other ones you've heard. God knows how many there are. But you're going to have to, eventually face our Creator and beg, seek whatever forgiveness. Pray your eyes are open to Jesus, because that's the key to forgiveness. And then once forgiven, most people, they have a taste of a new life. They never go back. They don't go back. I've got a really good story about Sabina Wurmbrand, and the Wurmbrands they were pastors in Romania. Richard Wurmbrand, and these communist guards in Romania killed Sabina's family, her parents and her kids, whatever, just her family. And since that happened, they accepted Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And Sabina sponsored them for Christmas dinner. They all ate Christmas dinner. But that's like the only reason we exist is to find the truth and abide in it. It sets us free. There is no other purpose here except if you're just a piss artist. You have no other purpose. And now that you're older, you start to see that, right? I'm sorry that no church is legit and no religion is legit. There's no religion, no temple, no Judaism, no Islam, no Buddhism, none of that will save you, and no Christianity. That's right. There's no Christianity. What you want to do is follow Jesus, and whatever that means, and then take inspiration. The Bible's filled with all kinds of wisdom and all kinds of stuff, but try to find that path and find the few people on it and share the gospel. And once your eyes are opened, you see the news and everything else is different. And my brother is dead too, so there's nothing that will bring him back. He's dead by gaslighting and harassment, by teasing and laughing and pointing and doing harm in that way. And you really got to feel sorry for people that would be on that side of things. They really don't understand. The future that they have for themselves is no future at all. It's always about the forgiveness. Lord, please open their eyes in Jesus' name. Amen. See you next time.